A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. Patricia only tonight, ZMH 286, and it's coming to you from a pretty dull, with about a pocket handkerchief sized bit of blue sky above me. It's not even enough to give it 1%, but it's been a dry day again today, and it's currently 19 degrees here, so boats heading south will be happy to know that we do think that summer is on its way here. Bar is pretty steady, 1018.6, 10 knots of southwest. It hasn't been much wind all day, but there's about 10 knots at the moment, and as I mentioned, 100% cloud cover. Well, been interesting looking at all the boats. I will give you a couple of the reports that have come in by email for one reason or another. Moonfish absolutely rocketing along. They're currently at 22 degrees 02 south, 17544 east on a course of 176 magnetic, 10 knots, 15 knots from the east and only 1 metre seas. That's great. 25% cloud cover, so about 830 miles to go. So all is definitely good on Moonfish. And for all you boats heading south, you've got a couple of days of really good weather, so make the most of it. I am going to give a call to Dash to see what their radio is sounding like tonight, but I will tell you before we start that at 5 o'clock they were at 20 degrees 59 south, 175 degrees 43 east, on a course of 191 true. It's 7.4 knots with an east-southeast 14, and the lovely clearish skies, only 15% cloud cover and less than 2 meters of east-southeast swell. But let's see what the radio is doing tonight. Dash, are you on frequency, Mike? Well, he did fiddle around with the microphone, according to Kelly, and nothing heard now. I tell you what, sometimes it pays not to do anything, doesn't it? Right, gracias. This was at 4 p.m. David and Andy were at 22 degrees even south, 17545 east on a course of 190 true at 6.2, with 12 to 15 from the east-southeast, 20% cloud cover. It's like a broken record, isn't it? But they got buzzed by an unmarked twin-prop plane today wanting vessel details. Sometimes in busy times, customs do contract out to have an overfly and see what's going on, who's who. So they got buzzed today, and I presume a few other people did too. Okay, the next next boat on my list, and this is not a boat at sea at the moment, was Cambria. Rob and Charlene are waiting to get to Bundy with a bit of wind. And I talked to David down there in Tauranga, and yeah, it's interesting. It's a little bit unusual at the moment, what's going on. But this trip, if they left, for example, and this will apply to anybody leaving Vanuatu, they'd be dealing with a couple of high pressure areas and a depression. So the winds are going to be quite variable between light to moderate, really. He thinks Friday would be a reasonable day to go, but he's going to have a good analysis of that tomorrow when he gets home. Just east to southeast winds, so absolutely perfect direction. But yes, a bit of motoring on and off, but otherwise a very comfortable trip. Okay, that's going from Vanuatu to Bundaberg. Let's go back to those on passage now. Master plan. Dean, are you on frequency? Oh, it's quite light. There is a bit of sort of hash, what I call hash on the thing. So speak up and go ahead, Dean.
We are at 20 degrees 20 minutes south, 175 degrees 11 minutes east. We are on a course of 1902 and sea level ground just on 8 knots at the moment. We have winds of 20 to 22 knots from the east. Well, south 2 meters at the moment, southeast.
Yeah, good clear copy all the way through. So at 2020 south and 17511 east, master plan is on a course of 190 true at good speed, 8 knots, 20 to 22 knots from the east, 2 metre southeast swell. So you'll be happy with progress, you two, over.
Sorry, Patricia, can you repeat your query?
I was just saying that you will be happy with the progress, over.
Yes, indeed. I'm very happy to be cruising at 8 knots or thereabouts. And yeah, making some good distance today, and hopefully we're in for a good night.
Yeah, roger that. And David thinks another couple of days of good conditions, so that will certainly get you well along the way. Okay, have a good night, and we'll talk again tomorrow. So, clear with master plan and on to obsession. Yeah, Lisa, yeah, conditions aren't great tonight, but your voice is coming through really clear, and I bet you've had a good day too, over.
We certainly did. It's been a lovely sailing conditions. Our temperature at the moment is 20 degrees 08 minutes south, 175 degrees 59 minutes east. We are doing a course of 180 degrees magnetic and a speed between 5 and 6 knots. We're going to 15 knots east, 15 knots east southeast with a minimum of 6 southeast swell. Over.
Okay, we have obsession at 2008 south, 17559 east, on a course of 180 magnetic, about 5 to 6 knots, 15 knots from the southeast wind, and a 1 metre southeasterly swell. So, yep, you would have heard me pretty steady for the next day or two, over. Okay, just making a correction, east-southeast, that 15 knots. Okay, well, it sounds all good on board. Are you fishing, over? I thought you'd be fishing in the warmer waters. I'll have to get Lester on the job. Okay, we'll clear with you. Have a good night. And I'm going to try for Falado would be more like it. I'll see if I can find them. Cameron, are you on frequency? Yeah, I've got you pretty clearly, Jan. So I'll just put in a new entry here because I wrote down your AIS just in case you weren't on. Go ahead. Yeah, the frequency is quite noisy, but I think I've got that correct. Falado is at 1901 south on their way to Bundaberg, 17424 east, 6.5 knots on a course of 240. Yeah, I didn't know whether that was true, magnetic or true. But anyway, let's have a look here. 20 knots of southeast wind. 20 knots of, yeah, we'll call it east-southeast, I think. And you've got a couple of Norwegian boats behind you, I see on the AIS. 1.5 metre swell. I'm not sure about the swell because it was a little bit hard to copy at that stage. What is the swell, over?
Just one correction on the position. 174 degrees, 44 minutes east. Over.
Okay, got that. 17444 east. Yep, you're doing pretty good, aren't you? And looks all fairly steady. So have a good night. Is everything going well on board? Over. Yeah, it always takes a couple of days, doesn't it? All right, well, good evening to you both, and we'll call in again tomorrow. Okay, clear with Falado. I'll just see if I can find Iron Maiden, Gulf Harbour. Yeah, Roger, Margaret, Roger. Go ahead, I can copy you. Go ahead, over.
Okay, I think you can go ahead. Let's see if you can pick it up. We are currently 23.39 minutes south, 168 degrees, 51 minutes east, doing 5 knots on course of 17032. Currently we have an east-southeast wind of 7 knots. Moderate speed is about 1.5. Comforting well. Barometer 1008. Well on board. Over.
Roger. I have Iron Maiden at 20 and I think 39 south, 16851 east, steering on a course of 170 true at 5 knots. You've got southeast 7, a moderate 1.5 meter swell from the south, 1008 on the bar, and all is well on board. Is the position correct? Margaret?
That position is correct. Over.
That's good, and you have just come up quite well. So that's good, and good to hear all is well on board. All right, we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Clear with Iron Maiden, and let's find Soy Libra, Andy.
Yes, this is Soy Libre, Alpha Signal.
Ah, it's better today. That's good. I don't know what you've done. Probably gave it a few words. Go ahead, over.
Alright, I went through and checked all my connections and things like that. My current position is 19 degrees, 00 seconds per minute. 179 degrees, 02 minutes, and that would be west. And my course is 278 true at 4.7 knots. The wind speed is approximately 10 knots from the south-southeast. The swell is 1 meter to 1.5 meters from the south. And barometric pressure is 1015.
Okay, I might have messed up your speed because I wrote down 1.7, but I'll go through. 1900 south, 17902 west on a course of 278 true. Boat speed 1.7, but there is 10 knots of south-southeast, so you can correct me on that one. 1 meter to 1.5 south swell and 1015. Could you just maybe I got the boat speed wrong, over.
Boat speed was 4.7.
Oh, 4.7 sounds an awful lot better. Thought you might have been towing an anchor. All right. No, the radio is very clear now, and I wonder if that might be Dash's problem, that we're getting perhaps a look at all the connections, Mike and Kelly, but we'll try you again shortly. Okay, all is good. Sounds good, Andy. And anything else, over?
Yes, fishing, had fun. I think the work where I'm at is a long time.
Oh, a 1 metre barracuda. I'm not sure I like barracuda. They have such nasty looking teeth. Well, and they are a bit suspect for the old ciguatera. What are you going to do with it? Over?
Yeah, the ciguatera thing I was questionable about. I kept it. I didn't get sick, so it was pretty good eating.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be eating it. I wonder if anybody else has a comment on what to do with the barracuda. Any comments from anybody else? No, we'll leave you to sort that one out yourself. Andy, over.
Yeah, I didn't get sick, so must be okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how long it takes, but sounds like it was. Well, you're pretty well out there, so I'm sure it won't give you any cause for concern. All right. We'll know if you don't come up tomorrow. All right. We'll clear with Soy Libra. Is there anybody else wanting to? Oh, I've got Zumax yet, but is there anyone in the Southwest Pacific before I go over to the east? Anybody else in the Southwest Pacific? Okay, I've got a couple there. First of all, I'll go with the male voice. Who was that? Over?
Okay, this is Coho, C-O-H-O.
Yep, I've got good copy on you, and the reason I called you in first was it was stronger. So go ahead. Over.
Mike coffee, so we're in Lenacal, Dana, and just over.
Okay, you're still at Lenacar. Okay, I've got you there, and pretty decent copy from you, so no problem there. I don't know whether the anchorage is a bit on the rolly side. Every time we've been near Lenakai, Gordon, it's been pretty rolly. But what are your intentions? Over?
Yeah, the conditions are very calm here, and difficult coffee, but anyway, I just wanted to check in, and I'll be on the side. Thank you, over.
Roger that, no problem, and I've got a good signal here. Okay, there was somebody in behind Coho. Who was that? Yeah, it's not a great, it's not all that clear, and I think I should be able to remember who it is because it's not much different to what it was last season. Could you come again with the boat name? I'm sorry, my brain is getting a bit old. Who is it? Wow, I am struggling. Can somebody give me a relay on that?
Okay.
Thanks, Barry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just tuned in. It's something fish. I can't get the first word, but they're strong here.
Okay, something fish. I'm sure. Was that Sasha? Is that moonfish? Over. Oh, sorry, we doubled. Try again.
I think it's a windfish. Windfish, go ahead.
Barry, I'll get you to call her because I'm struggling. Over.
Okay, Roger. Is it windfish? Come forward. Okay, you're breaking up a little bit here, but I did copy windfish. Did you want to give me your position, or are you just getting a radio check? So go ahead. Okay, very difficult to copy you. It's like every other word is breaking up. I got something off her, but you're breaking up. I don't know what the issue is, over. Okay, just every other word. Anybody else able to copy that station? Come now.
Yeah, I think it is wind shift, wind shift. Susan, give me a Roger, Roger, if that is you. Over. Yeah, it's very difficult because, as Barry says, it's just well, it's breaking up, and so we're not getting the full words from you. And I don't know. It's not something that I can put a finger on as to what the problem is, but definitely very difficult to copy you, Susan. So it is clearly a radio rather than a connection because you are strong enough, but it's just not good audio. Over. Okay, thanks, Barry, and presume all is well with you. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Trish, everything's fine. I'm just sitting here in Apia waiting for some Coast Guard documentation to get shipped to me. I'll probably be here a couple of weeks, over.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep in touch, and thanks for being on the side there for relays. Okay. Is there any? Actually, I better check the streaming to see if there's anything coming through there. David is listening down there in Tauranga, but I forgot to tell him how to do the chat. Is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour Radio? Well, I've got that one clear enough. Ruffian, ruffian, go ahead.
We have 12 knots of wind from the south-southeast. Our course over the ground is 240. Our speed is 5.5 knots. And the swell is about 5 feet. Over.
Okay, we have Ruffian, the first of the Vava'u boats that we have, so that's good. You've been very patient to wait for that confounded system to leave you in peace, so hopefully all will be well now. And it sounds like the swell is 5 feet. That's pretty cool. Right, 1909 south, 17442 west, 12 knots from the south-southeast, and your course is 240 true, 5.5 knots. How many on board, and what sort of boat is a Ruffian? Over.
We have just 2 people on board, myself and my husband, Fiona and Ian, and we are a 41-foot monohull.
Okay, and you've got the best signal of the night, so obviously this time is good for Tonga. All right, thanks, Shona. Well, we'll be calling you. You'll be at the end of the list tomorrow, and have a good night in between. Sounds good. And your destination is New Zealand, Opua, is it? Over.
Affirmative, over.
Roger that. Okay, got that. All right, folks. We'll clear with a Ruffian, and is there anybody else? No, nothing heard, and looks all fairly steady for the next 24 hours, which is good, seeing as David is not here to make comment on anything that is going on. So I will leave you all in peace and wish you all a good night. It does look fairly stable out there, and good to see that the whole Tonga passage is opening up, so that's great too. All right. We'll clear with you all. If you want to use the frequency, you're more than welcome. If you want to do a radio check, don't forget you can call in at this time at the end of the net. And in the meantime, I'm going to go over to the other side of the ocean to talk to Zumax. Zumax. Yeah, it's pretty good to the east, isn't it? I don't know whether you got good copy on ruffian from Shona, but you're coming in pretty well too, and it looks like good progress. Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, I also have a good copy of you, so our frequency is 01°28 north, 133°01 west. We are on a course of 030 at a speed of 5.5 over ground. The current is slowing us for about 2.5 knots. We're right in the middle of the strong equatorial current. At the moment, everything as the wind is, we are having about 18 knots from east to southeast. And yeah, everything is still report. Over.
Yeah, that does sound good, but boy, those currents are amazing, aren't they? 2 and 2.5 knots of negative current. 0128 north, 13301 west, on a course of 030 true, 5.5 knots dealing with the current, and 18 knots of east-southeast. So at least the wind's been very kind to you. And thanks for the little video. Folks will be interested. They are on a long passage, so they had decent conditions yesterday to do an exercise campaign on board, so which you have to do on a long passage to keep all the muscles and the body going, so that was good to see. All right, thanks Anna, and you would have got as you did, the email from David, so that system is not going to be a problem to you. So just keep going, and soon that current will be gone. Back to you. Over.
Yes, we're pretty happy because we expected the current to push us more to the west, whereas we're able now to keep our course to the next waypoint we have, which is at about 5 degrees north, where the strong equatorial current should end, and so we should start heading east at that point. And so yeah, everything is good. So we'll keep in touch tomorrow.
Yeah, roger that. And just to confirm, you're finding that the data on the current is pretty accurate for what you are getting. Over.
Yes, I would say definitely yes. The current shown on Windy looks pretty accurate. It started to push strong, exactly where we expected to. So I would say yes. Over.
Yeah, that's always good to know. Thank you for that. All right, well, we'll clear with you, and just got a comment in from Dash, and they can hardly hear us, but others are clear. Microphone was checked earlier, clean contacts, no frayed wires, all else behind the box as well above my pay grade. Well, it'd be above mine too, Mike. I'm going to give Dash a call to see whether I can copy you. Dash Gulf Harbour Radio. No, I can hear blowing through, sort of like a blowing noise through the microphone, but I haven't got anything else. So try again, Mike. No, absolutely, just that blowing noise. It goes, if that is sort of a reasonable rendition of what I am hearing. So no, nothing there, but at least I've got the emails coming through, so that's good. Thank you for that, both of you. All right, one final call. That was Mike and Kelly on Dash that I was talking to. They've got a radio problem. Is there anybody else? Nope, leave you all. The frequency is yours if you want it. And just looking at conditions tonight, we're putting out about 500 watts. So that's the the instrument that tells me what's actually going out into the atmosphere, not what I've plugged in. So it's all good conditions tonight, amazing conditions over to the French Polynesian area, and certainly from Tonga were very good signals. And as we get closer to 7 o'clock, other signals are coming through, I would imagine, a bit better. I had a look at the propagation, and if it was a bit later, that would be, I think, a bit better. We might have to think about that. All right, cheers everybody. Have a very good evening. Make good use of the seas and the winds, and we'll be back again tomorrow. This is Gulf Harbour Radio Clear.
Hey Andy, soy Libre. This is sailing up the Macau. You sound good tonight. I went through and I unturned and took off all the glass steel fittings and just wiped them clean with my fingers and put them all back together. It seemed to help. Yep, it sounds much better. Still some fading on the signal, but that's just band condition this evening. So, how's your day going over?